Relationships and friendships are one of the most important puzzles of your life. And I cannot stress this enough that people just casually look over this, but it is literally what makes you who you are today and builds the life that you want to build, because it's one of the most important puzzles that people just overlook and just treat it casually, which is very unfortunate. But the people who you hang out with, the people you will become. That quote has stuck with me for a very long time, and I still think about it from time to time. Um, in my previous video, I kind of mentioned that the people who you hang out with, like, it defines who you will be, because you will become one of them. Even unconsciously, you will become one of them. If you're if you're basically a non-smoker, you will become a smoker yourself, and you smoke yourself or whatever. I mean, it's not like that all the time, like all the cases. Like, it's kind of the same thing for me. For example, let me tell you guys a bit of a story of mine that happened yesterday. I met one of my good friends that I have not seen for like the past 3 years yesterday. Like, we reunioned, and bro, it was a blast. He even brought his girlfriend. I met his girlfriend, he brought two other friends that they were pretty cool too. They were actually into trading as well. That was pretty interesting. They like traded the futures or whatever. I'm not a futures guy, really, honestly. I'm mostly into stocks myself, but anyways. Yesterday pretty much taught me how important having good friendships is. My buddy has changed a lot since then. 3 years ago till now, I also have changed a lot. We are both not the same people. And I can easily tell you that. I'm proud of him, and I'm proud of myself at the same time. He's absolutely killing it. He's absolutely killing it in life. He has, like I didn't even recognize him. I remember sitting down at the bench chair or whatever, like that place was. And he was walking towards me, kind of. I'm not exactly like he was on the sidewalk, but he peeked at me, but I didn't recognize him, but he did. And then he just walked over and tried to give me a handshake. It was pretty interesting to me that I didn't recognize him. That's how much he has changed in a good way, and I'm proud of him. But regardless, basically yesterday's hangout made me realize how important quality friendships are, how important genuine people are. You don't need many friends, and the genuine doesn't even matter. Most of them are fake people anyways. You just need one good quality people. He said the same thing to me. He cut off a lot of people and just improved, worked on himself. And his friends that I met yesterday, like the Asian people, I don't know their names perfectly because, again, I just met them, but there was this guy named Ryan and I think Jaden, if I'm not mistaken. Jaden and Ryan were helping him to get out of this bad position that he used to be in. He was he used to overdose, just all kinds of drugs. I'm not gonna get into it, but you guys know already what I mean by that. He was not in a good spot. I was not in a good spot either myself. Like last year, it was the darkest time of my life. I'm not gonna get into the details because it's that embarrassing for me. My life almost got ruined over that nonsense, which is unfortunate, but I have grown from that. Nothing bad happened, and also I'm glad nothing happened to him. My friend almost died because of overdose, but at least he's in a better spot now, and I'm glad I was able to reconnect with him and everything. But besides all that, it made me realize how important quality friendships are, and I kind of want to get into the bad side of people, the people who I've cut off. Basically, there were these two people that I used to know from high school that I thought they were good people. I used to hang out with them for, I think, a year and a half before I decided to cut them off. Basically, there was this pattern that was happening. I used to drive them from New Market to downtown Toronto. If you guys live around GTA in Canada, like in Ontario or whatever, I just used to drive them from New Market all the way to Toronto for 2 hours. It's 2 hours drive just one way, and on the way back sometimes even Aurora, all these places. And guess what? I kept buying them food as well and all these things, and you just like I did realize like something is off, something just doesn't make sense. I just felt used, so I just cut them off after I did like a quick test, and it was like, hey, the car's not available because they asked me. I purposely said my father took it to work or whatever. They asked about my brother's car, which was very interesting, and then I said no, that's also not available. Then one of them was like, oh, we will hang out later or whatever, is fine. Even though I offered to take the bus, which I was totally fine with. I didn't mind at all. I went as far as even if the bus is not available, even if the bus is not available or whatever, I'm willing to take the, Uber, or as worse as just walking, just as bad as that. But guess what? They still just, it was just one of the weirdest things that I've ever experienced. The other guy literally hanged up on me. He got upset because they didn't have the car or whatever, which was very disgusting if you ask me. So I just decided to cut them off. And I have not talked to them since then. And they have been trying to come back into my life. They went as far as messaging my brother just to come in and, try to reconnect with me because they realized what kind of person they lost. Here's the thing, guys. Know your worth, know what you're talking about, and just know your values. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. That's what I have to constantly tell everyone. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Know your worth, work on yourself every day, and just keep pushing every day, because only you can save yourself, pretty much. Yes, friendships, like quality ones, help, but they don't pretty much they don't do your stuff that you gotta do, like you're supposed to do or whatever. You do what you gotta do and just do it. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. That includes family and the closest friends, or even as deep as your wife or your girlfriend or whatever. And I'm going to talk about the relationships later, but I'm just going to focus on the friendship part, because friendships do matter towards relationships too. So I'm going to leave that for another topic. The video is going to get too long if I do. But anyways, those two people from high school that I cut off made me realize how important quality friendships are, because I did not realize it until yesterday that I was just surrounded with a bunch of idiots. Because that friend group that Kian had and with his girlfriend, it was one of the best, if not the best, one of the best groups that I've ever been in. And I pretty much had no friends for the past, pretty much since I abandoned those people, or should I say cut them off? I think that's a better word. Cut them off since 2025. But it's funny to look back, because I'm proud of myself that I still did it. I was not even in a good situation. I was at my lowest point in life, but I still did it anyways, and I'm just very proud of that. I still had that level of self-respect and dignity to cut them off before I became fully understandable of my self-worth or whatever. But guys, what is happening? The main point that I want you guys to understand and take from this video is choose your friends carefully, and just like my past video, choose your environment carefully. Yesterday made me realize how important good friendships are. I'm gonna say it again. Choose carefully who you become friends with and who you date. Dating will be in a different video, but I'm just gonna say it generally. Be very careful, because one bad apple can ruin your entire life. Yes, if you let them, obviously, but just be very careful, because that's what almost happened to my friend. He almost died from overdose, so don't let that happen to you guys. Silent Ghillie out. Peace.